Hey y'all, it's Ayana. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all my socials at _ring bells. Y'all, I'm actually gonna do a poll on my Instagram. I'm recording this now. It's Tuesday at 6:43 p.m. Y'all know I was supposed to do my Tell All Tuesday video, but it's been a hectic last couple of days, so I'm probably going to try to get that out to y'all next Tuesday. But yeah, I'm going to do a poll on my Instagram in regards to like what my next video should be about before we do start the Tell All Tuesday. So I'm gonna just put three topics up there, like 3 titles, and then y'all can pick which one y'all want me to record or whatever. So go follow me, like I said, at _ring bells. And y'all, we are on the road to 500 subscribers. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. We're just gonna keep running it up. And y'all, I didn't even realize that last video, y'all actually liked the longer story times. So I'm gonna try to give y'all longer story times, but not too much on me. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, based on the title of this video, this is a story time about my Bumble BFF experience. I ain't gonna really say like gone wrong or horror story. It was more like my experience and why I low-key wouldn't do it again. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, y'all. So I already got to give y'all the background and I gotta set the scene. So yeah, y'all, this story takes place, I want to say January, February of like 2020. The only reason I know that off the top of my head is because it was right before COVID started and it was cold outside. So those two things together, yeah. So y'all, when I first moved out here, right, and if you don't know, if you're new here, I'm from Jersey, but I live out in PA now. So when I first moved out here a few years ago, I didn't have any friends, y'all. Like, I didn't know anybody out here. And the only people that I was really around on a day-to-day basis, obviously, was who I was working with. And then y'all remember my girls trip horror story? Remember I told y'all at the time I was working at Walmart overnight. So I decided that I was going to download Bumble. But y'all, I was already on Tinder. I was already on Hinge. And I think maybe BLK. I'm not sure. I want to say I think I was on BLK too, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, so you know how like when you're searching through like the app store, I had to like update my apps, and then you know how it brings up like the other apps that are like similar to this one. Bumble had came up, and I had heard about Bumble, but I never really like did it. So I was like, well, I ain't got no friends. I'm not really talking to nobody. Like, I was trying to date and do different stuff. Tinder was just, y'all know how Tinder is. It just becomes a type of app, and Hinge was like cool, but I don't know. BLK gives dusty broke. I don't know how it is nowadays, but y'all, back in the day, BLK just wasn't it. I was just story time for another day. But yeah, so anyway, so I see Bumble as the app, and I was like, all right, let me download it, let me see what this is about. So y'all, when I first downloaded it, it was just a standard dating profile. So I was just using it the same way I was using Tinder, Hinge. I went on a couple of dates. During this time, I was only at Walmart, y'all, for what, like, I don't think I worked that job, y'all, for like 6 months. Honestly, me and the manager had got into it real bad, and I quit that job like abruptly. That's a story time for another day. But yeah, y'all, so during this time I was working there, I was going on like little dates and stuff. I was on a little Bumble app. And then fast forward, one of the ladies that I was working with at Walmart, that was her second job, because like I said, we worked together overnight, but she had a day job. So I'm like, oh, where you work? And she worked at a bank. So fast forward, I told her I wanted to leave Walmart. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna get you in here. So gets me the job at the bank. Now y'all, I'm around people that's like closer to my age, people that I got more stuff in common with, people that I was actually going out with. Y'all know how like y'all work with people and they're cool at work, but they're not cool enough for you to want to hang out with them outside of work. That's how I was when I was at Walmart. Like, the people was cool enough, I guess, like have conversations, maybe take a lunch together, but to like really go out for drinks, go out after work, see you outside of here in regular clothes, it was like it just never gave that. But when I got to the bank, we were more, along the same playing field. So like I said, I still had Bumble at this time. And then fast forward, I want to say I met this girl. We'll name her, I'm sorry, I'm looking up at the wall because I thought it was a spider. The way I would have jumped up, I do not like bugs. But anyway, summertime. But yeah, y'all, so fast forward, we're gonna name this girl Selena, and that's because she gave like Selena the singer R.I.P. But yeah, she gave her type vibes. So I was like, all right, me and her were just talking one day, you know, just talking and hanging out. We was talking about like probably niggas, guys we was talking to, because she was on a few apps too. So you know how like, you're like, oh girl, look at him, oh girl, swipe, you know, and we just playing back and forth like that. So she's telling me, and I was like, yeah, girl, you know, I don't really hang out with nobody out here besides y'all, meaning her, and there was this other coworker that we had. She don't really know her name because she's not in the story. I got story times about, you know, her later. But yeah, so I was like, y'all don't hang out with anybody or whatever. I was like, it's just like you know, and I love hanging out with y'all. But when, you know, y'all not available, I don't got nobody else. And she introduced me to Bumble BFF. So I'm like, well, what is this? And she was like, well, you didn't see it when you signed up. And I was like, no, I signed up with, you know, Bumble for like a few months ago. And she was like, oh yeah, girl, they got Bumble BFF, they got Bumble Dating, they got Bumble Biz. If you don't know, now you know. So I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, she said, I did a lot of networking, because she's like, she did modeling work. So she was like, yeah, girl, I networked with some people on Bumble Biz. And she was like, and I found like a nail tech or whatever on Bumble BFF. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. So she was like, yeah, you should like, download it. So I was like, do I have to download it or is it already on the app? And she was like, you know what, let me see. So I give her my phone, I bring up my little, you know, the Bumble app, and she changes the setting, and sure enough, it said Bumble Dating, and then it said Bumble BFF, and then it said Bumble Biz, and you can choose between each one. So I was like, all right, like we were at work. So I was like, you know, when I get home, I'm gonna look into it and I'm gonna let you know how it goes. So she was like, okay, cool. She's like, you know, don't be trying to replace me or anything. And I was like, no, you know, yo, I just wanted like a friend. And I know I don't want y'all to be like, oh girl, you sound desperate, you know. Let's just say I learned my lesson. But yeah, like I said, I didn't know nobody. I did have her, but like, I don't know. I just wanted to try it out because y'all, back then I used to just do shit. Like, I don't know. I used to just get into stuff. So fast forward, day goes by. I get home, you know, I do my little one too. And then I'm like, all right, let me see what this is about. So I go on there and, you know, I'm setting up my little profile. Now, obviously you could take some of the details from your dating profile and put it on your Bumble BFF profile. But a lot of the stuff you would have to change, obviously, because the same description and criteria that you have for Bumble Dating is not the same thing that you're going to have for BFF or Biz, obviously. So I switched some things up, you know, same interest basically. And, you know, what I was looking more so in a friend, you know, different, you know, qualities that I would want them to have. Like, you know, how far away they are. If they drink, if they smoke, do they like to hang out? You know, what type of movies do they like? You know, different stuff like that, because there's no point of hanging out with somebody that likes to go fishing and like do gardening and go hiking. Like, that's not what I'm into. I want somebody that's like, oh girl, I like getting my nails done, I like going shopping, I like traveling, I like getting cute, I like getting my hair done, I like reading, you know, certain different things. Obviously you're trying to find somebody with common interests. So I make my little profile or whatever, right? Y'all, I did not have notifications turned on for any of those apps. So Bumble is definitely one of those apps. It's like once you close it out, unless you remember to go back to it, I will forget. So that's what I did. Fast forward, I think I get back to work the next day. Me and Selena didn't even talk about it. Like, we didn't even bring it up. I don't even know why or how, because I do remember a couple of days going by. So a few days goes by, and I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot all about Bumble BFF. So sure enough, as I was remembering it, Selena had like asked me at work, and she was like, oh girl, did you ever download it? So the other girl, does she really need a name? She don't need no name. The other girl, my other coworker at the time, she was like, oh, what's that? So we had gave her the quick little rundown. I was like, you know what? Let me log in and see. So girl, I log in. I'm saying girl, y'all, I log into there. And, you know, I'm seeing, you know, certain, you know, responses. Like, you can respond to, like, prompts, like a picture, and that pretty much starts the conversation, like the thread conversation, and then you can respond. Now, Bumble Dating, I didn't like that, because if you know, you know, you have to reach out to the guy, y'all. You have to basically shoot your shot at the guy. And I didn't like that, because that was giving men the opportunity to be evasive or like, no, I wasn't feeling it. So I wasn't sure how Bumble BFF worked, but obviously they're both girls, so either one of you could hit each other up. So this one particular girl, we'll name her Tamara. Yeah, we'll name her Tamara. We'll name her Tamara because she had a mole like right here on one of the sides, just like the Tamara married the twin. So yeah, we'll name her Tamara. So I come across her profile or whatever, y'all, and I'm looking. She was living like maybe an hour or so away from where I live, and then she was only living up here for what, like, it says she had just recently moved up here. She was only living out here for like 4 months, and then she was coming by way of like North or South Carolina, and that's like where she was from and everything like that. So she was saying, like, her profile said that she was in a relationship. She, like I said, was an hour away. She had graduated. She worked as a receptionist at like a doctor's office or whatever. And she liked road trips. She liked shopping. She liked what was it called? She said she more so like staying in, but like if it was like a social thing, she would hang out. She liked meeting new people. So I was like, okay, she seems, cool. Her pictures, she was cute. She had her little Instagram link in her bio or whatever. So I went to her Instagram. I'm looking it over. So she had, like, her page was pretty standard. She had more pictures of like her boyfriend, I guess. Like pictures of him. And y'all, I'm nosy. So she was tagging him. So I'm like, and I don't care if y'all be like, oh, that's weird. Why are you going to see her boyfriend? I don't know. Like I said, y'all, was just doing shit. And not because I was trying to talk to her boyfriend, obviously. I just was like, I just want to know. So I click on his page. His page was public. Y'all, I'm looking at his page. No pictures of her. Now, I know some of y'all like, oh, Ayana, that's not that big of a deal. Like, social media, that's fine. Because I get it. I don't post my relationship like that on my social media. I don't even think half the people on Instagram even know what my boyfriend looks like. And I like it that way. However, this man is posting everything else on his Instagram, y'all. He got pictures of his friends. He got pictures of the car, the dog. Y'all ever see that post? Side note, I don't know, I'm rambling. But y'all ever see that post when it be like, men always post what they love? You posting your dog. You posting your car. You posting your mama. You posting your friends. You posting activities. You posting you at the gym. But not one picture of anything of her. Not even like a little wedding ring with her initials or something, about nothing. So I'm like, okay, that was just something that I gathered. And the reason I brought that up, y'all, is because it will definitely come into play later, obviously. Y'all know me. So I see all that and I'm like, okay, not my business though. I don't know their dynamic, so I'm gonna mind my business. So she hits me up. Like I said, she liked the picture too. So I was like, hey girl, what's up? So she was like, oh, hey, how are you? So we get to talking and she was just like, yeah, girl, I moved out here, a few months ago. I live with my boyfriend. And like I said, y'all, she was like an hour away. So she was like, where do you live? So I'm telling her what I was doing. Like I was working at the bank. So she was like, oh, okay, like that seems cool. She was like, yeah, girl, I be wanting people to go out with. Like I don't have nobody, like I don't really know anybody out here like that. So she's telling me like how she had went out and hung out with two girls. One of the girls robbed her, and then I think she said another girl just got too lit or something. Like I don't even remember, but she said they both were like bad experiences. So I'm laughing and joking with her and I'm like, oh girl, you better than me, because I would have been robbed, stole, and I don't know you and I met you off an app. Y'all, that would be enough to just turn me off from the whole thing altogether. Shoot, I was low-key determined to turn it off. I'm like, girl, what if you try to rob me or something? I don't know. I'd be paranoid. So anyway, she's saying that. I'm like, oh girl, like that would have deterred me. And she was like, yeah, I know, but I just wanted, that was one person, and at the end of the day, I still don't know anybody out here. So I still wanted to venture out. You seem cool, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So we talking, y'all. I want to say, like maybe a week or so goes by. And we talking about, like, I think I was getting my hair done or something. I think I was getting box braids or something. So I'm telling her, she's like, oh, where do you go to get your hair done? Because, like, again, y'all, she don't really know nobody out here. So she's like, oh, where do you go to get your hair done? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, girl, I go to Jersey. Like, y'all, to this day, I still go to Jersey. I don't really be out here. I got one stylist out here. I love her. Shout out to her. But, yeah, I don't go to really anybody else out here. So at the time I was telling her, I was like, yeah, girl, I just go to Jersey. I was like, if you willing to drive to Jersey, I got you. If not, you're going to have to, she was closer to Philly. So I was like, you either going to have to go to Philly or I don't know what to tell you. She was like, okay, da, da, da. And she's like, she shoots her shot. And she's like, we should get together. Like, I want to hang out. Like, we should do something, outside of here. And y'all, by this point, we've been texting. I think we even had been on FaceTime. I think she had called me one day when I was leaving work. Like, we were, y'all probably like, girl, you was like talking to this girl. But it wasn't like romantic, obviously, y'all. We really was just talking like as friends. And she was like, yeah, we need to get together. We need to hang out. So I was like, okay, what did you have in mind? What did you want to do? And she was like, we could meet somewhere halfway. Like, we could go out for drinks or whatever on like a Friday, Saturday night. So I'm like, okay, like Saturday would probably be cool. I was like, I don't work. I didn't usually work Sundays. It would usually depend. At the bank I worked at, I did rotate. Like, I did have to work like 1 week in a month. But I don't think Selena or I had to work that weekend or something. Or the weekend that she wanted to go out. It was like the following week. So I was like, yeah, girl, let me know. So she was like, oh, I went to this one bar like a few weeks ago with my boyfriend. So she was like, it was cool or whatever. So if you want, we could go there. So she sent me the location. Location was probably like 30, 40 away from me. And then sort of similar distance from her. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. But she was like, oh, did you, like, were you going to drive? Like, what you were going to wear? Da, da, da. So, we started talking. So I was like, if you don't mind, I'm going to invite my coworker, Selena, because, she'll be down. We've been talking about going out. So I'm going to just invite her if that's cool with you. Yeah, y'all, because I don't like how y'all just be popping up with friends and don't be communicating with the person that you originally made plans with. You just show up with somebody. That's very unperfect. That's very tacky. So I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to invite my friend if that's cool. So she was like, yeah, girl, no problem. The more the merrier. I'm like, okay, bet. Y'all, say we made these plans on it was like toward the end of the week, like a Wednesday, Thursday. And then we were going to be going out that next week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that weekend will go by. And then the rest of the work week. And then we'll be going out that following week. So we make the plans or whatever. I end up seeing Selena. I was about to say that girl name. I end up seeing Selena, y'all. We go to the, I end up seeing Selena at work. And we start making, plans. I'm telling her, I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, Tamara seems cool, blah, blah, blah. But, I'm not trying to go by myself because I don't know what she be on. She's talking about the other girl robbed her. I don't know what type of time you were even on. So she's like, okay, girl, no problem. I'm telling her where it is. We looking up the area. We looking up the place, the bar. We looking up everything, doing all our research. So she's like, okay, seems straight. So I'm like, okay. Fast forward, a few days go by. Now we're like maybe that same week now. We made plans to go out that Saturday night around I think we were going to meet there at 9. And, what am I trying to say? We were going to meet there at 9. And y'all know how it is leading up to the event. Oh, girl, what you wearing? What's the plans? What's this? So me and Selena had already talked, and we had decided that we were going to catch an Uber there so that way we can have free will to drink and enjoy ourselves. Obviously, not getting too lit, because y'all know I be ended up in the hospitals and stuff. But yeah, so I was like, not to get too lit. So I still wanted to take an Uber. And then who wants to drive 30 minutes? 30 there, 30 back, like area you're not familiar with, and then you drinking. It was just too much. The Uber, I believe we was pricing them. Ballpark was probably only going to cost like $50. It was like $50, $60. So me and her was just going to split it. And when I say split, I mean she was going to pay for there, I was going to pay back, or vice versa. So that was our plan. So Tamara's asking me, she's like, okay, that sounds good. I'm like, what are you going to do? She's like, I'm going to drive. She's like, I don't really know. I'm going to have to really let you know, though, because I might have to rain check. So I'm like, well, damn, girl. I'm like, well, what happened? She was like, well, my boyfriend don't want me to go out. I was like, why not? And she was like, he doesn't really like the whole Bumble idea. Fair enough, I get that. Y'all, at this time, I was single. Like I told you, I was just dating. I wasn't with anybody. This is before Jordan. This is before Larry, everything. So I was like, okay, yeah, I understand that. And she was like, yeah, and then obviously I got robbed. So he was just like, why are you going out hanging out with somebody else again? So she was like, no, she's cool. Like, we've been talking. She was like, she's going to bring her friend. He was like, that's even more reason why you shouldn't go. Y'all, I understood. So I was like, well, girl, it's up to you. Like, ball is in your court. We let you pick the place. If anything, you would be the one having us walk into, a weird situation. And she was like, no, girl, I'm not worried about him. Like, I'm still going to go. I'm like, okay. Fast forward again, y'all, and at this point, it's like the end of the week. It's like Thursday, Friday. So, I'm like, you still gonna drive? She was like, yeah, I still plan. I'm probably still gonna drive. I don't really want to take an Uber. Like I said, he doesn't want me to take an Uber. He doesn't feel as though, it's safe because Uber drivers are a little, crazy. And I'm like, okay, like, fair enough. Me and Selena are going together, not by ourselves. So I'm like, okay, I get that. So she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna be mindful of, what I'm drinking. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now the conversation comes up because girls, y'all know, what are you wearing? So we can get the vibe as to, are we doing sneakers? Are we doing boots? Because y'all, it was a bar. It wasn't a lounge. It wasn't like a club. It was literally like a bar. But y'all know those bars that like the later it gets into the night, it kind of turns into like a nightclubish type of vibe. But in our reality, it's just a bar. The stools around the countertop, like a couple of little high tables. They kind of push the high tables out of the way. The bar you can sit at, and that was just it. So I was like, she was like, yeah, I'll just be mindful of, like what I'm doing or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, what are you going to wear? So I'm like, I don't know, like what vibe do you want to go for? She was like, I wanted to wear heels, but she was like, it's going to be cold. So I'm like, yeah, me, y'all, I don't really care if it's cold or not. I was like, me, I'll be quick to throw on a knee-high boot, a little dress, some leggings, some suede pants, whatever. Put a knee-high boot on with a cute top, a jacket, and call it a day. Fall, winter time are my months to shine. Months. Seasons to shine. Same thing. Seasons, months, whatever. And y'all, now that I'm editing, I really want to say, if you're new here, it is not a booger in my nose. That is my nose ring. And I can't see myself when I'm recording, so I can't tell if it's poking out, and my nose is a little, so the nose ring is a little bit bigger than my nose. So not too much on me, but yeah, let's get back into it. Time to shine. So I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm probably just going to wear a nice shirt with either some jeans or leggings or something with some boots and like a jean jacket or something. Because I don't really, if you know, you know, I don't like going into like bars or lounges with big old coats. And then if you don't have nowhere to sit, now you got to carry it. We got purses. It was just too much. So I was like, what Cardi say?
It's cold outside, but I'm still looking like a thotty because a hoe never gets cold.
What she say? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear, I was like, if I'm cold, I'm just cool, but I wanted to wear just like a little jacket. So I had on like a little leather jacket, y'all. I was gonna wear some jeans with a, my knee-high boots, and then I think I had like a cute like v-neck long sleeve shirt or whatever that looked a little like crisscross or something down the center. So that was that. Selena, y'all, she used to dress like, Selena had body, like her body was tea. So she pretty much could throw on a damn paper bag and look good in it. I'll be completely honest. So I think she ended up wearing like a bralette, like literally, y'all, bralette, long sleeve, and then she had on like some low rider pants with like some heeled, what is it, heeled boots, but they were like ankle booties or whatever. But the outfit looked cute. I don't know if I'm explaining this the right way, but it looked cute. And she had like a red lip, the shoes, like her purse was red. She had a little red tight bomber jacket or whatever. It was cute. So that's what we had planned on wearing. I had pretty much already had picked out what I was wearing when we first made the plans. So I'm asking Tamara, you know, what are you going to wear? She was like, oh, I got to figure out something. I might have to run to the store and buy something. I'm like, girl, we ain't going nowhere special. We just going to a bar. If you ain't got no jeans and like a pair of, you know, boots or something you could throw on. And she was like, yeah, but the top I wanted to wear, my boyfriend doesn't like the top. So I'm like, well, show me the picture of the top. Y'all, she sends a picture of the top, right? It's literally like, it was like a, what was it? I don't even know how I can really explain it to y'all. Y'all know tube tops. So y'all know the tops that go around your neck. But y'all, the shoulders were out. So imagine it goes around thighs. The shoulders are out. But then it's a long sleeve. Like all of this is out. And then down from here is all long sleeve. So all of this is covered up. The only thing that was out were her shoulders. That's it. From the back, just her shoulders. Nothing else was out. And then she was going to wear some like bell bottom jeans with, I don't remember what type. I think she was just going to wear boots over it because the pants like flared out. I'm like, that's cute. She was like, yeah, he doesn't like the top though. So I don't really feel like arguing with him. So I'm going to figure something out. I swear it's like he be wanting me to just wear hoodies. And I'm just like, you know, y'all, you start getting the side eye, like the, you know. And I used to think it was because, like, I'm like, well, I'm single, you know, maybe it's the girls that be in relationships. Yo, that's not what it be. That's not what it be. So anyway, I was like, yeah, girl, you know, but let me know what you decide on wearing. So she was like, okay. Fast forward, y'all. Me and Selena, we go to work Friday. Boom, we got our plan. So Saturday comes. Saturday morning, I think I ended up going to get like my eyebrows done. I went to get a car wash. Did I get a car wash? I did get a car wash. So, because I think I had just finished snowing or something. I had salt and stuff on it. But yeah, y'all, I had got a car wash. I had went to Target and I had got my eyebrows done. And I was just going to come home, get my life together, you know, shower, chill out, whatever. And then Selena was going to come. She was going to hit the liquor store. And then she was going to come to my house. Obviously, we were going to pregame. We were going to call her Uber, smoke, whatever. And then we were going to get in the car and head out there. So that was the plan. So Saturday, like afternoon, evening or whatever comes, Selena's ETA, I think she was supposed to get to my house around like 7:30. And then we were going to leave. We were going to call the Uber around like 8. And then we should have got out there like 8:45-ish. Because we were trying to meet there by like 9. Because, you know, y'all, it's a bar. The later it gets, the more crowded it is. And it's just not as enjoyable. I feel like when you're already there, you already have a seat established. You know how much more maneuverable it is. I think that's the word. So yeah, y'all, that was the plan. So boom, fast forward, I called Tamara after. Selena hits me up. She was like, yeah, girl, you know, I'm here. I got the bottle. I don't even know what we was drinking back then, y'all. That was a few years back. I don't even know what the hell she had got to drink, because it wasn't Casa back then at all. Or was it? It wasn't Casa. I don't remember what it was. Don't quote me. But she had got a bottle of whatever it was, which could have been Teleport. Who knows? But she got a bottle of whatever we was drinking. And she was like, all right, you know, hit up Tamara. So I called Tamara or whatever. And I'm like, oh, girl, you know, you good? Y'all, I kid y'all not. Why does girl answer the phone? I call her got her on speaker because now I'm there with Selena. She pouring up shots and stuff. I'm sitting there rolling up. And I call her, I got her on speaker. It's just steady ringing, steady ringing, steady ringing, steady ringing. Hangs up. So I'm like, okay, call again. Steady ringing, steady ringing, steady ringing. She answers. She's like, hello. And I'm going to try not to whisper because I want y'all to be able to hear me. But imagine I'm whispering. She's like, hello. And I'm like, hello? And she was like, yeah, girl, what's up? What's up? And you can hear like rummaging around and all of this sound in the background. I'm like, girl, what is all of that? Like, because she was like, yeah, girl, I'm just trying to pack my bag. I'm trying to get my life together. I'm about to sneak out. And I'm like, me and Selena, y'all, Selena's back was turned to me. Selena was pouring. When I tell y'all, she turned around like, what? So I was like, sneak out. I'm like, girl, where you at home? Like, with your mom? I'm like, well, obviously not with your mom because all your other family are back in North Carolina, South Carolina. So she was like, no, girl, like, he's in the shower. I'm just really trying to hurry up and grab my stuff so I get out of here. Me and him got into a whole argument. I'm going to tell you, you know, once I get in the car or whatever. But she was like, give me a second. I'm going to get out of here. So I'm like, okay, girl, be safe. Like, and she's like, nah, girl, like, I'm good. Click, and hangs up. So Selena's looking at me. I'm looking at Selena. Y'all already know, the silent with the... I'm like, yeah, girl, I don't... She was like, where did you meet this girl? I was like, you know where I met this girl. She was like, let me see her page. So she showed me, I'm showing her the page. She was just like, this is the boyfriend. I'm like, y'all. Now, y'all, I'm not one to talk about nobody's boyfriend. To each his own. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But, I don't know. I don't think there's any, like... There's no real age limit. There's no type of guy. A controlling guy can just be a controlling guy. And that's just what I'm going to say. A controlling man is a controlling man. It doesn't matter if he's short, tall, fat, skinny, old, young. If he's controlling, he's controlling. She's been giving me too many red flags from the time we first started talking. From the time I peeped, you know, they dynamic on Instagram. To now. What do you mean sneak out? So... whatever, me and Selena, we start taking our shots or whatever, y'all. We good. She like, let's call the Uber. Call the Uber. She has not called. Tamara has not called me back yet. Y'all, I want to say, like I said, Selena got to my house at, like I said, what, 8? She ain't in my house. Like 7:30, 8 o'clock. We called the Uber, I want to say it was like 8:15. We start making our way, you know, out there. Y'all, we like maybe 10 minutes into the ride. She hasn't called me yet. So I call her. Call her. She's not answering. Call her again, she's not answering. I texted her. I'm like, hey, girl, are we still good? Because at this point, we already in motion. So me and Selena, if she don't end up coming, if she ghosts me or, you know, whatever, me and Selena are just going to still go. It's a bar, have some drinks, maybe order some wings. And then we're going to hit the road and go back home. It's not that deep. So she finally, y'all, like 10 minutes go by. She finally calls back. She was like, hey, girl, everything's fine. I'm like, you cool? Like, you sure? She was like, yeah, everything's fine. She was like, he was just doing too much. He was doing too much. So, like, y'all, you can hear her car starting up. You can hear the bing, bing, bing from her trying to put the seatbelt on. Y'all know. So I'm like, okay, well, it sounds like you in the car. She was like, yeah, girl, I'm about to, I'm pulling out now. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, we should be there within the next 20 minutes, the 20-ish or 30-ish minutes or so. So she was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to start making my way there. So I'm like, yeah, so what happened? Y'all, I still got her on speaker. I ain't care. Y'all like, why you got her on speaker in the Uber driver? I don't care. So I got her on speaker. I'm like, yeah, so you good? So at this point, you know, Selena's trying to chime into the conversation because obviously they're going to be meeting very soon anyway. She was like, yeah, girl, you know, I was nervous. She was like, you know, Ayana said you had to sneak out. She was like, because y'all, she was like, my boyfriend, he just be doing too much. She was like, you know, I just be feeling like sometimes he be doing too much for the fact that we only been together for 7 months. 7 months. So I'm like, girl, you only been with him for 7 months? She was like, yeah, I haven't really been with him for that long. She said, I was only talking to him. Like, mind y'all, let's do some math. Pause story, let's do some math. She's been with him for 7 months. She's only been living out in PA for 4 months, which means you only been talking to him for 3 months. So we're like, okay, well, did you, like, did he move out here with you? Like, was y'all already talking or something? And he just decided to, you know, hitch a ride and come out here with you? She was like, no, he was already here. But she got on Bumble and changed her settings and filters to that specific area. So she could, I guess, already have something lined up by the time she got out there. To each his own. That's not, you know, that's not a bad idea. So they started talking long distance while she was still living in North Carolina, getting herself ready to move to PA. And he was already here doing whatever he was doing, talking and whatever. So she was like, yeah, we were already talking. So when I moved here, got my apartment and stuff, he moved in with me within like a week. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Why would you let a man that you've only been talking to for 3 months, yeah, a couple of phone conversations, yeah, you know, a couple of FaceTime calls, but y'all have not had a chance to date and be in each other's presence physically, to enjoy each other's space and time and to get to know each other, for somebody to be full-blown laying their head next to yours in your house when your eyes are closed in the place that you're supposed to feel the most safe and vulnerable. So you telling me that y'all been together for 7 months, been talking for 3, been here living with him for 4 months, and he's telling you that you can't go out. He don't want you to go out. He's controlling what you wear. He don't post you on Instagram, nothing. And so, okay. So she was like, yeah, he just be doing too much. I don't even feel as though, it's that deep. Like, so Selena's like, okay, so what did you end up wearing? She was like, oh, girl, like, when I was leaving out, I had to put a big t-shirt on. But she was like, once I pull up or whatever, I'm gonna just take it off. Y'all, I haven't done that since I was in, like, middle school. Like, maybe a freshman in high school, for real. You know how you used to want to wear what you wanted to wear under your clothes, but your parents wasn't really going for that? Yeah, y'all, I used to do that all the time. I remember I had put on, like, a long... I forgot, y'all, what I had on. I think I had on, like, a long skirt. I don't even know what I had that damn skirt for, but I was in, like, 8th grade, y'all. I had put on this long skirt, but I wanted to go to a party with my friends. Y'all, under that skirt, y'all, I had on some little shorts, a little top. Memories. If you know, you know. But yeah, y'all, so that's what she was saying. She's like, I'm gonna take the t-shirt off, when I get in the car, and I'll be good. So we like, okay, girl, whatever floats your boat, we gonna let you know when we get there. She was like, okay, bet. We get off the phone, me and Selena, we enjoying the ride. We get out there to where the bar is or whatever, Now, y'all, mind you, the street is, like, very packed. So y'all know when y'all pull up to an event or an establishment or whatever, and the street, you got people double parked, you got people with their hazard lights on, you got people crossing the street. It was just too much. So the Uber driver was like, do you mind if I just let you off right here and then y'all can walk? Y'all, the walk wasn't that far. It was, like, from, like, the middle of the street to, like, maybe, like, the corner. It wasn't that bad. So I was like, yeah, you can let us out here. So we get out. So I was like, well, let me call her. So we walk in, boom, boom, boom. We get off to the side, and I call Tamara. So she was like, yeah, girl, I'm already here. And I'm like, how you beat us here? She was like, I don't know, but I'm already here. She was like, oh, I'm out in the front, like, and I'm wearing the same top that she said she wanted to wear, and some jeans, and she had on some boots. Same outfit she said. So I was like, okay, cool. So we walking up, and she was like, yeah, girl, but hold on, let me call you right back. So I'm like, okay. So she hangs up. We're still walking. I want to say maybe like another 2-ish minute walk, because, like, y'all gotta remember, we did have on heels, so we wasn't moving that fast, and it was cool. You gotta worry about, black ice and all of that. So we walking up. We're getting closer to the front now. It's people standing outside, people smoking cigarettes, people in the street, people talking, whatever. So I'm like, let me call her again. So I call her again. This time she's not answering. So I'm like, well, what the hell? Why the girl just keep not answering the phone? Like, girl, we here now. So I'm like looking around. I'm like, okay, well, I don't see her. So then Selena's like, oh, I think that's her right there. So I'm like, okay. So we see her. We start walking toward her. As we're walking up, you just see her on the phone like, just going off, just mad. So Selena's like, oh, girl, she probably going off on that nigga. I'm like, probably. So we walk up, and I'm like, hey, girl. She was like, oh, yeah, give me one second. And I'm like, well, hopefully he don't think that you in, like, an acquired environment, because I know he can hear that you're outside. I know he can hear sirens and buses and laughing and talking and doors closing. Like, so she was like, just give me 1 second. So I'm like, okay. So me and Selena were on our phones. We talking to each other. We just scoping the scenery out, just looking around. Like, I'm going to say another 30 seconds, a minute goes by. She's on the phone. She's like, I already told you. No, I'm not coming back home. I'm already out. You're not going to keep dictating everything that I need to do. Da, 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 da. He was like, you know what, whatever. Like, you can hear, like, I can't really hear what he's saying through the phone, but I'm assuming he's saying, whatever, you got it. Watch that. Keep that same energy. Because she was like, I am going to keep that same energy. And then he just hung up on her, I guess. So she was like, anyway, y'all, hey, how are y'all? Give me a hug. Like, she acted like she didn't even care. So I'm like, okay, so she's used to it. It's not my business. So she gives me a hug. I introduce her. I'm like, Selena, this is Tamara. Just, hi, nice to meet you. Da, da, da. Y'all ready to have fun? She's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. She said, I peeked my head in when y'all was walking up. She was like, it doesn't look that, that bad. We should be able to get, like, a high top table. So I'm like, okay, bet. So, y'all, we walk inside. What did I was about to say, the bartender? What are the guys that be the bouncer? He's like, checking IDs, boop, boop, boop. We go inside, and there was a high top. So the bartender was like, yeah, you guys can sit anywhere. It was busier, but it seemed like a lot of people was outside, because like I said, y'all, it gets way more lit the later it gets. So we go inside, we find like a 4 top table or whatever. So, we all sit around. Me and Selena are sitting next to each other. Tamara sitting across from us. And then, the chair by the wall, she had like our purses and stuff in there. So, y'all, we just started to talk, and I'm like, so, girl, you good? Like, how was the drive? So she was like, it was fine. She was like, this nigga called me, like, right after I got off the phone with you the first time. He called me. He starts going off. talking about, oh, so you found your way to get out of here. You couldn't even say bye. Like, that's that sneaky shit. So she was like, I wasn't trying to be sneaky, but I was also trying to avoid an argument, because every single time that I want to go out and do something, it's an argument. I'm grown. I'm making the decisions. I'm not going out with no nigga. You have my location. Like, what's the problem? And we like, right. Like, what is the problem? She was like, I just be feeling like he wants to control my every move. Like, I don't get it. Sometimes I do feel like, and this is like right fresh into us sitting down. And she just needed to vent. I guess, she don't really got no friends out there. So she was just like, yeah, she's I just be feeling like sometimes I should have gave myself more time before, letting him move in. Because she was like, I feel like I'm just now getting to know him. And I'm sitting there in the back of my head like, duh, like, hello. So she was like, yeah, I'm just starting to feel like, this is too much. And she was like, and I'm paying for like everything. Screw her. You what? So she was like, yeah, I'm paying for everything. She's paying the rent. I'm like, so Selena's like, so he don't pay rent? And she was like, no, he keeps up with like the other household stuff, because she said, I make more money. And he was like, well, this is your apartment. You should be paying more bills. Are you not living in this apartment? Are you not benefiting from this apartment? Wherever you was living at, you made sure you got your happy ass over here fast as hell when you found out that I touched down. What are we talking about? So, and more so, sis, what are you talking about that you're letting him get away with it? Sitting here talking to us about it, that's one thing, but no. And then, so you're not paying the rent, but you dictating what I could wear, who I could go out with, where I can go out, and when I can go out, but you're not even paying my bills? You letting some nigga just live off you for free. So I was just like, oh, like, and y'all, first time meeting her, so y'all know how it goes. Selena's under the table, y'all, like, nudging my leg, and I'm sitting there trying not to laugh, because I know she's probably like, girl, who the fuck do you got me around? Because I don't want to say, y'all, we used to like judge people, because I'm in no position to judge. I've been played, I've done some playing, I've been there, done all of that. But at the same time, certain situations I can say it would never be me, because I would never walk into a situation where that could be me. You get what I'm saying? Some stuff you don't have no control over. Now, if the relationship, you had already known him, dated him, everything was fine, and then he got there and switched up, there's nothing you could do about that. But the fact that you knew you did not know him, and the fact that he started showing controlling signs immediately, and again, you did not know him, you had never fully been in his presence, touched him, kissed him, held his hand, nothing. That's not somebody that I would be living with. I feel like you should live there by yourself for like 6 months, getting to know the area yourself, learn more about yourself. Especially when you said that you moved here because you wanted a change of scenery. You wanted to restart. So I don't know. But anyway, y'all, so she's telling us all of this. And I'm like, yeah, girl, that's crazy. She's like, y'all don't got boyfriends. We like, nope, we outside, young and turned. So she was like, okay, like, no, I ain't mad at it. I'm trying to be like y'all. So as she's saying this, y'all, her phone starts bzz, 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 vibrating on the table. So as she picks the phone up, the bartender comes over. She's like, what can I get y'all? What can we get started? So y'all know, I got my Long Island. I don't remember what Selena got. She probably got like a sangria or whatever to start. And Tamara was like, oh, you can get me, what did she get? I think she just got like a Henny and Coke, or like a, was it a Henny and Coke? It probably wasn't Henny. It was something in Coke though. So we got that. So her phone's vibrating. She was like, I'm sorry, y'all. So she picks up the phone. Now, if y'all know, y'all know. Y'all be out with y'all friends and they beefing with their significant others. Just steady texting. And, focused and mad and just going off. And, she got nails, so that you could just hear the nails tapping on the screen. Lady bartender comes back. Me and Selena just been talking to each other, laughing, talking, trying to include her into the conversation. She was like, yeah, y'all. But she's steady going in, steady in paragraphs. Bartender comes back. She puts our drinks down. She's like, let me know if y'all going to order food, because the kitchen is going to be closing, soon. So Tamara's like, no, I'm good. Like, I ate already. Like, I don't want nothing. So me and Selena was like, I was like, you want to split some wings? She was like, yeah. So I was like, well, I'm going to do an order of wings. She's going to do an order of wings, because I think they only had like 12. And y'all, I'm a wing eater, certified. So I didn't really want to share my wings. So I was like, she could get her own, I'll get my own. And then we had split a order of french fries. But Tamara said she didn't want anything because she ate already. So we was like, okay. She finally puts her phone down. She was like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, she was like, he's just going off saying that, like, oh, I got something for you. Like, I'm going to show you. I'm like, girl, that's a threat. She's like, girl, he not going to do nothing. She was like, he just be trying to seem all tough or whatever. Okay, granted, you know him better than I do, but a man saying I got something for you when you get home, what you got for me? You need to have my key in hand so you can move out. That's what you should have for me, since you seem to be so unhappy. So anyway, we talking. So she was like, I was like, are you sure you're gonna, want to drive back later? We could just, you know, you can get into an Uber and then, you know, you can just do the same thing and then get your car next morning or whatever. Can he, you know, can he take you to bring your car? She's like, oh girl, I'm out now. She's like, he's not going to take me back because his attitude is like, oh, you went out. I'm not coming to get you. Okay. So nights going on, y'all. Now the bar's starting to get more full. Now more people and stuff, they're starting to come in. You know, now people are standing by our table because there's like damn near standing only. All of the stools at the bar are picked up. The bartender's getting more scarce, so they done brought in like another 2 bartenders that probably just had started their shifts or whatever for the rest of the night. So y'all, we are just having a good time. So I thought we're having a good time. Next thing you know, Tamara's like, well, let me get up. I gotta go to the bathroom. So Selena was like, I'll go with you. So she's like, okay. So they get up, they go to the bathroom. I stay there to watch our purses, coats, you know, all that good stuff. So I'm sitting there, I'm just on my phone or whatever, and this guy comes over, and he was cute. Like was he Hispanic? I think he was like Hispanic or something, mixed maybe, I don't know. But he was cute. So he was like, oh, you know, you here by yourself? And it's like, sir, you see these 2 other drinks here. You see the damn bright red purse. You see the other like, I don't know why niggas do that. So he said, you here by yourself? I'm like, oh no, you know, my friends, they just went to the bathroom or whatever. And he was like, okay, well, I'm here with my friends. And they were like talking to like these 2 guys at the bar. So I was like, oh, okay, nice. So it was literally 3 of them. So he was like, oh, you gonna let me buy you a drink? You seem like, you know, you almost done with that one. And y'all, my Long Island was like dwindling down because, you know, it gets to the point where it's like, it's a little color, but it's pretty much just all ice at the bottom. So he was like, oh, you seem like you running low on your drink. You know, let me get you a drink. So I was like, well, I'll order it with the bartender because I don't play that. So I was like, you know, I'll order it from the bartender and then you can put it on your tab. So he was like, oh, what you think? You think I'm gonna drug you? Yes. Yes, I do actually. I do think you're gonna drug me. So he was like, you know, no problem. Like, you know, I'll wait till your friends get back and I can see what they want too. So I was like, okay, bet. Like, I like that. So they come back or whatever. And Selena was like, okay, what's up? So I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. Let's just name him. I don't know what to name him. Y'all are looking around my room to see what I can name him. We're going to name him Charlie because I can't think of nothing to name him. So Charlie, I was like, oh yeah, y'all, you know, this is Charlie. So then Selena was like, oh, you know, Charlie, hi, nice to meet you. And he was like, yeah. So now he's waving his friends over. His friends come over, oh, how y'all doing? Da, 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 da. All cute. I ain't gonna hold y'all. All cute, all tall, they look decent. So I was like, okay, you know, da, da, da. He was like, what y'all getting into tonight? Like, where y'all from? Blah, blah, blah. So Tamara's already sitting back down, y'all. She's in her phone, head down, texting. Now, y'all get the dynamic of how the table is set up, right? So you got a wall. You have the wall. You have the chair right here next to Tamara. I hope I'm in the camera. You got the wall. You got the chair next to Tamara with our stuff in it. You got her. You got Charlie standing next to her with his 2 friends standing right here, right? I'm sitting on the outside, and then Selena sitting next to me against the wall. So Charlie's standing here, but he's closer to like her. So she's down on her phone. So we're looking over at her, but like we're just trying to pay attention to them. So they like, oh, you know, what y'all getting into, you know, where you from? So we saying like, oh, you know, we from blah, blah, blah. He's like, damn, y'all came all the way out here to go to a bar. So we like, oh, you know, she's from, you know, another way. So we just linked up here. He was like, okay, that's cool. So they telling us where they was from. And all of that was good. All of that was cool. So, yeah, you know, what y'all drinking or whatever. So I had got I think I had switched it up though, y'all. I think I had ended up getting like an amaretto sour or something like that. Because I used to be my little drinky drink back then too. Because, yeah, I had got like an amaretto sour, I think, and then she had got whatever it is that she got, because again, I don't remember. So we put our orders in. So then Tamara's not saying anything, like she's full blown in her phone. So I'm like, Tamara, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, what happened? So they're like, oh, okay, no problem, you know, no problem, shorty. Like, you know, we was trying to buy y'all drinks, so you know what you drinking. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm cool, I got a man. And she goes back to texting. So they're looking, and it's just like an awkward silence, like a weird look. So then Selena jumps in. Selena was like, okay, well, that's fine. So she's like, so you good? You don't want to drink? And she was like, no, I'm fine. Like, no, I have a boyfriend. Like, I'm not trying to do all of that. So they like, one of the friends was like, oh, you know, we're not trying to do nothing. We're not trying to marry you or nothing. You know, we just trying to offer you, you know, a drink or whatever. So she was like, no, it's fine. So he's like, okay, you know, no worries. So the one friend, he had walked away. So Selena had went with him to the bar, because I was like, I don't trust that. So Selena gets up, she goes with him to the bar, you know, they talking, they flirting or whatever. Charlie is still standing there talking to me. Now the other friend is there. The other friend is trying to have a conversation with her, but not in like a conversation where it's like he's trying to push up on her, but just asking her, you know, just regular stuff, like, okay, like he was like, you seem focused all on your phone. And she was like, yeah, I'm just dealing with a lot today. Today's just been, you know, super long. I'm probably going to end up, you know, heading out soon. Y'all, at this point, it was literally like, we were only like an hour and a half in. It probably was like 10:45, 11 o'clock. The bar didn't close until 2. Me and Selena had already decided we was going to stay out as long as we wanted to stay out because we didn't have nowhere to be because we both were off on Sunday. And girl, you picked this place. If that was the case, you could have came out to where we lived and then you could have took the drive. I don't know. But we just got here. So she was like, yeah, I'm going to be probably heading out soon. But at the same time, y'all, we didn't care. Like, I didn't care because it was like, I'm already here with Selena. We already catching a vibe with them. It's not really a big deal. I feel bad for the friend because now he's kind of like a third wheel, but she not trying to give you no play anyway. And I feel like, y'all, I get it. Sometimes, you know, you got a friend, your friend likes the friend, you talking to the cousin, you talking to the friend, but you don't have to talk to the friend. You know what I'm saying? I've been around my friends where I've been in a relationship, but the other friend wasn't trying to talk to me like that. It was just there, like filler people. We could talk about sports, we could talk about music, we could talk about movies, we could talk about anything. We don't have to talk about us being, you know, in a situationship or trying to, you know, see what we doing immediately after this. Like, that wasn't what he was giving. They all were really nice. They all were cool. They wasn't giving no creepy vibes, nothing. So she's like, I'm probably going to be heading out soon. So I'm like, damn, girl, you trying to leave? She was like, yeah, girl, he's just getting on my nerves. So as she's saying that, Selena is coming back to the table with the drink. So the other friend, because like I said, you got Charlie and you got friend 1, friend 2. Friend 1 was flirting with Selena that went to the bar, and then friend 2 was flirting with, well, not, like I said, he wasn't flirting with her, y'all. He was just trying to spark a conversation with her. So they come back, they put the drinks on the table. We drinking, so we like, oh, so y'all just gonna stand here? So they're like, yeah, you know, it ain't nowhere for us to sit. You know, if you don't mind, like, I could sit over there with you, meaning friend number whatever I just said, y'all. From whatever was going to sit next to Samara, but he was like, you know, can I sit over there? She was like, no, our bags are right here. He was like, okay, you know, fair enough. He was like, nah, we can stand here, you know, with y'all. We probably go around and mingle because, y'all, I get it. We trying to go out and have a girls' night too and enjoy ourselves. We don't need y'all like hanging around, especially when she's not really trying to interact. So it's just gonna kill the vibe. So they're like, yeah, you know, we'll go off, you know, we'll mingle and stuff. We wasn't trying to get up because we wasn't trying to lose our table. They ain't have no seats anyway. So it's like, you know, we'll come around, we'll mingle, and then, you know, we'll be back. But, you know, let me know how y'all like y'all drinks. So we like, okay. So they leave, they walk away, and now we just chilling. So Selena's like, oh girl, you trying to go home or something? Like, what's wrong? And she was like, no, this nigga's just getting on my nerves. Like, and she's just like frustrated. Like, she's like just shaking, like her leg shaking. She's like, he's just getting on my nerves. Like, I don't know what this is. She's like, nah, he's not saying nothing back to me. He's talking about some old watch. I got something for you. And I'm like, well, I thought you said it wasn't a big deal. She was like, yeah, but now he's not saying nothing back. I'm like, well, didn't you want him to do that? Like, I'm confused. So she's like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. Like, where that boy at? He could get me a drink. The same boy that you just said, I got a man, I don't want you buying me a drink. And then Selena was like, yeah, girl, you crazy. That's free liquor. Like, you could buy your own. Like, nothing wrong with that. But you got 3 men that's just nice, kind. They see, oh, you know, y'all look good. Y'all look like a couple of whatever. Like, we'll buy y'all some drinks. What's the problem? You snap that boy's head off. Now you talk about some, oh, where he at? I need a drink. I need to get lit. Like, this nigga got me fucked up. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm sitting there like this. Spend my little drink because you acting holier than thou. You should have just got you a drink. So I don't get it. And she's like, you know what? It's not a big of a deal. I'm gonna go get my own drink. So I'm like, okay. So she gets up. She walks over to the bar. Selena's just looking at me, and she's just like, girl, like, what is her problem? Like, why did you come out if you knew your boyfriend was gonna be going, like, he was going this hard? And I was like, girl, I don't know, but like, if she heads out, you know, you straight. And she was like, yeah, like, she was like, she's not really interacting with us like that anyway. She's like, we had more conversation with them than her. She was like, I'm about tempted to give up our seats and grab our little bags and walk around and just go vibe in the club and just get lit. So I'm like, well, you know, we'll see how the rest of the night plays out. We'll see what she's talking about. But if she's trying to get lit, she's probably not going to be leaving right away. She was like, well, hopefully she drinks and it loosens her up or something, right? Y'all, this girl comes back. She got her drink or whatever. And she was like, y'all, we gonna do shots after this. We gonna do shots after this. So Selena's like, yeah, like, come on, yeah, like, let's turn up. Forget that nigga, like, that nigga, blah, blah, blah. We gonna have fun. So Tamara's like, yeah. So she's sipping her drink down. Next thing you know, her phone starts ringing. Y'all, she almost broke a finger how fast she answered that. Fast to answer that phone. So she answers the phone. And he's like, so you still... like I said, y'all, I'm assuming this is what he's saying on the phone based off of what she was saying on the phone. So she was like, no, I told you I'm not coming home right now. If you want to ignore me, that's fine. I don't really care. If you want to go out, that's what you need. You need a life. You need to go out and get your friends. What happened to your friends before I moved here? You always want to be up under me. I want to go out. I want to have a life. Like, she's saying all of this. Y'all know it's music. It's loud. So it wasn't as loud, but we could hear her. And she was like, I'm out. I'm already out right now. You're making a big deal out of nothing. Like, go out, get you some friends. Like, what happened to your friends? You want to be up under me all the time. Like, I need space. I need space. So whatever, like I said, whatever he said, she was like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Click. And I'm saying like she hung up, but y'all know, doo-doo, hung up. So we just like, damn, girl, like, you cool? She was like, yeah, like, I'm fine. Y'all got the drink. Drink going, y'all. She took that whole drink to the head. I'm like, girl, this is not the way to do it. Y'all, I'm like, sis, this is not the way to do it, because you're gonna get too lit too fast and it's just not gonna sit right. Like, we trying to pace ourselves. She's like, we about to do shots. Like, I'm good, y'all don't know, like, my tolerance is high. Like, I'm good. So I'm like, okay. So Selena egging her on, like, yeah, girl, come on, you lit, we lit. She was like, she was like, you want me to go get the shot? So Samara's like, no, I'm gonna go get them. She seems good, y'all. She gets up. She left her phone on the table. She gets up. She heads over to the bar. Now, at this point, it's a lot more people over there. So she's like trying to, I guess, wait to get the bartender's attention. Her phone buzzing on the floor, buzzing on the table. So, like I said, y'all, her phone is facing that way. She didn't have it face down. She had it face up. So we glanced at Selena. Was like, I want to see what she got going on. So it just said his name, and it was just messages after messages. And I don't know if he was sending like, okay, bitch, fuck you, kiss my ass, I got something for you. Like, I don't know if he was sending it like that, or if he was just sending paragraphs and just continuously going off. I hate men that want to ruin your fun once you're already out. Like, nigga, I'm out already. We could deal with this when I get home. But trying to text me and blow my high, blow my drunkenness, blow my fun. You done drove out here. You done got excited. You had a whole night planned, and you're literally allowing him to ruin it. The way my phone would be on Do Not Disturb, in a way you would not hear from me until I was on my way home. Didn't ask you if you got there safe. Didn't ask you how the vibe was with us. Didn't care about none of that. He's full blown just on your ass because he didn't want you to leave the house. That's crazy. She comes back, y'all. She got shots. I think we had shots of like Crown Apple, because that's definitely what I was drinking back then. Not too much. So y'all, we was drinking Crown Apple. We took those shots. I started feeling good, because at this point, like I said, I had my Long Island, I had my Amaretto Sour, and now I had a shot of Crown Apple. I'm feeling nice right now. She's opening up more. Selena, we all good now, y'all. We laughing, we talking. At this point, it's like maybe it's like maybe like 11:30ish. Yeah, like 11:30, 11:45ish. Charlie and his two friends come back over. So they talking. So the one friend was like, oh, did you loosen up? Yeah, you loosened up. She was like, yeah, you want to dance? Like, what's up? What you want? So he was like, oh, come on. So y'all, it was a lit bar. Like, it wasn't like, you know how some bars only play certain types of music? It had a little bit more of a mix going on. So they wasn't like dancing crazy. They stood by the table. Like, she was in his face. They was doing a little like, a little one too. I think it had like a little 2000s, 90s R&B song or something on. So they dancing. So she's having a good time. So I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. Her phone's still on the table. Phone starts ringing. Y'all, she immediately peeped that her phone was ringing. Left him alone. Like, he mid-move, she's already at the table, answering the phone, and she was like, I'm sorry, y'all, and walks away to like where the bathroom was. So Selena was like, I'm sorry. She was like, she's into her boyfriend. He didn't really want her to go out like that. So, she just got a lot going on. So they're like, okay, well, that's cool. Like, well, what y'all doing afterwards? So we like, nothing. Like, we probably just gonna head back, down the way or whatever. So he was like, we could take y'all home. Now, y'all, I know y'all probably like, no, like, don't do that. We didn't do it, y'all, because I was really tempted. I really was. But I'm like, we lit. It's too long of a drive, it's just too many things that can go wrong. It's 3 of y'all. It would only really be 2 of us because she's not going. So I'm just like, no. So I'm like, well, if y'all want, like, we could go maybe out to eat or something afterwards. So they're like, oh yeah, we do know a diner. It's probably like 10-15 minutes from here. If y'all want, we could go there. So we're like, okay, cool. We might slide. So he was like, okay. So we talking. She ends up coming back, and y'all, at this point, she's like lit. Like, she's like wavy. So she sits down. She got her hand there. She was like, yeah, y'all, I'm probably just gonna end up heading out soon. Like, I just don't understand. Like, she was like, he's just doing too much. Like, now he's outside. Like, he went out. And Selena was like, I thought you said you wanted him to go out. Like, you just was on the phone with him. You said go out, have fun. She was like, yeah, but now it's too late. Like, he could have went out when I went out. Y'all both crazy. That's what it is. Y'all both toxic. Y'all both play a role. Because I'm not understanding. Like, I'm not understanding. You contradicting yourself every other 5 seconds. So I'm like, okay. So the one friend said to her, he was like, yeah, I mean, if he's not, causing you happiness, he's not bringing you happiness, like, you need to go be with somebody or find somebody that's gonna bring you happiness. So she's like, what you gonna do? You gonna bring me the happiness? And he was like, I'm not saying this gonna be me. He's like, you seem like you got a lot going on. He's like, I'm not saying it's gonna be me, but I'm just saying, you know, as an outsider looking in, you should probably go chase after the happiness, because this doesn't seem like a situation that's benefiting you. And I'm like, that's so real, because this is a stranger, a man that was kind of sort of interested in you. Was like, yeah, you got a little too much dip on your chip, so I'm straight, but you could probably use this words of wisdom. So yeah, y'all, so fast forward, at this point we didn't stay until closing. I think we stayed probably to like 1:15. So at this point, like I said, it was like maybe like around 11:45, 12. We all vibing. So Selena was like, you want to do one more shot? I'm like, girl. She's like, we getting an Uber. And I was like, okay. So me and her this time Tamara stayed at the table with the three of them. So me and her got up. She was like, girl, like, she's doing too much. Like, I don't get it. Like, she should break up with him. I'm like, girl, I don't care. Like, that's her business. I was like, I don't really think I would do this again, because the vibe is not there. Like, I don't know. Like, we're just not catching a vibe. Like, I couldn't catch it, y'all. So we get our shots or whatever. We come back and we put them down. And Tamara's like, oh, I don't really want mine or whatever. So, what's his name? Charlie was like, oh, you know, well, I'll take it. And that was it. So next thing you know, the friend number 2 or whatever, he had slid Selena some money. He was like, yeah, you know, da da da. She was like, oh, you ain't have to do this. He was like, yeah, but you know, you got the shots. And we had y'all, we did get shots for them because they like got us drinks and stuff. So he had slid her the money back. So I was like, girl, that's gonna pay for our food later. So she started laughing. Now, Tamara is like, no, yeah, y'all, I'm straight. Like, I don't need nothing else. Like, y'all know I still gotta drive home. So then Charlie and his friends like, drive home. Like, drive home. I thought you was catching Uber with them. And she was like, I told y'all, like, I don't live in the area that they going to. I live this way. And then the one guy that was giving her the advice was like, well, damn, your nigga can't come get you. And she was like, no, that's a situation for another day. Like, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it. And she starts getting like choked up. Y'all know some people get emotional when they're drunk. She starts getting choked up. And then we like, no. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. So she's like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, but let me know when y'all ready to go. So that was that. And then I want to say fast forward, at this point we was lit, and Selena, you know, texted me at the table because they were just pretty much hanging around us at this point, and I ain't really mind. So I'm texting Selena at this point, and then she was like, you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, you want to go link with them? I'm like, no, girl, I'm ready to go home and get in the bed. So she was like, yeah, I don't blame you. Like, I'm not really, you know, hungry. We can stop and get some food if we get hungry or closer to the house. But right now, I wasn't in the mood to go sit in no diner with them. Like, I just wasn't. So I was like, yeah, y'all, we gonna head out, whatever. We gonna get an Uber. So he said, you know, give us your number. Da, da, da. So, you know, I took Charlie's number. She took friend 1's number. And then Tamara, obviously, she didn't give him a number. He was just like, you know, I wish you the best. And she was like, yeah, thanks. So they went about their business. They were staying until close. So me and them two, we get up, we start heading outside. So now, y'all, how the bar was, you had the inside of the bar, and you know, you have a door. And you have like a little center vestibule type section, and then you have the door that leads outside. So we're like in that little mini hallway area, and Selena's like, all right, y'all know I'm about to get the Uber. So I'm like, okay. So she's about to call the Uber. So she was like, yeah, y'all, I'm too lit. Like, I don't think I'm gonna drive home. Like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, girl, well then don't drive. Like, girl, get you an Uber. She was like, no, I'm about to call this nigga right now. He's gonna come get me. She was like, he doing all of this. You outside, right? You gonna come get me. So we like, okay. So she calls him, y'all. Nobody's in the vestibule. It's like pretty quiet. So she got him on speaker. Phone ringing. Phone in picks up, but nobody says hello. The phone picks up, and it's like, you just hear rummaging around, and then you hear doo doo. Now, y'all, we all are a little lit, but I think something in me, I got so mad. That's not even my nigga. That's not even my man. But I think I got so mad because all women, we know what that was. Comment down below before I say it if y'all knew what it was when y'all heard the what was going through your mind if that was you. What's going through your mind at this very moment? Comment down below. So Selena looks at me. Selena was like, I know that was a girl that just before Tamara could even, like, before Selena could even finish, Tamara was like, what the? So she's calling him back. Phone answers. He's like, what? What's up? What do you want? You wanted to go out, right? Why did you sweat me? She was like, I'm lit. Like, I want you to come get me. He was like, no, I told you I'm not coming to get you. You wanted to take your ass out there. Tell one of them bitches to take you home. So Selena was like, who are you talking to? He was like, you got me on speaker? You weird ass bitch. Why you got me on speaker? She was like, because I couldn't hear you. It's loud. So he was like, no, you got me on speaker. He's like, I already told you I'm not coming to get you. You wanted to be grown. You wanted to go outside. Side note, y'all, why do niggas do that? Because it brings me back to Larry when he left me at the hospital because you wanted to prove a point, you weirdo. Back to the story. So he was like, yeah, he was pulling a Larry, y'all. Like, yeah, I'm not coming to get you. That's your fault. You want to go out with your friends, right? Tell your friends to make sure you get home. That's basically what he said. She was like, that's crazy. That's fucked up. So he was like, yeah, stop calling my phone. Hung up on her. Stop calling your phone when you lit. Okay. So she calls him again. Why he answered the phone? He's like, what? Why do you hear a girl's voice in the background, y'all? Like, damn. Why she keep blowing your phone up? Why she keep calling you? Phone hangs up again. She starts crying. Like, she's like, what the fuck? This nigga is around a bitch. You got that bitch. And my thing is like, y'all, not just the fact that he's around another woman, but it's the fact that the woman is bold enough to speak when she knows that he's on the phone with his girlfriend. This ain't the first time. This is, I don't know what's going on. We too lit for this too. So Selena's like, what the fuck? Like, girl, she was like, you want us to come with you? And I'm like, Selena, I don't know what you saying that for, girl, because we're going home. This don't got nothing to do with us. And she was like, no, like, this is crazy. She was like, no, I'm about to say, fuck it. I got adrenaline now. Like, I got energy now. I'm about to get in the car. I was like, girl, you're drunk. It's cold. It's icy. You're drunk. And you're angry. That's not a good combination to be driving no 30, 40 minutes back home. Cops, state troopers, ice. Out here, like, it's not that deep. So she was like, no, like, I'm gonna drive. I was like, no, girl, give me your keys. I'm not giving you my fucking keys. I'm not giving you my keys. I'm grown. Now you're getting angry. First you was just crying in the bar. Now you get mad at me. Don't take that energy out on me. And she was like, I probably should have just stayed in the house. Selena was like, no, you shouldn't have stayed in the house. Like, why would you stay in the house? And she was like, no, I should just stay in the house because now look at this. Now look at this situation. I'm like, what situation? Get home, get in the Uber, get home, call the 24-hour locksmith and get your locks changed. And then Selena was like, is he on your lease? Is he on your lease? And she was like, no. So this nigga not on your lease and he's not paying you rent. That nigga's a guest. That nigga's a visitor. Change your locks and put his shit out in the hallway. Outside the hallway. The garage, storage unit, mail room. I don't care. Just get it out of your crib because that's really crazy. That's really crazy. She's like, I don't know. Maybe it was his sister or something. Maybe it was his sister. I'm like, well, don't you got his location? She's like, you're right. We're still standing now. People are like coming in, coming out, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, y'all, we got to go. Selena hasn't gotten an Uber yet because when Tamara got on the phone with him, she kind of paused it because she's like, well, what's about to happen? So Tamara's like, y'all, I just lost my train of thought. So yeah, people were coming in and out or whatever. So she was like, well, maybe it was his sister. And I was like, his sister, girl, that wasn't no sister. She was like, yeah, but I don't know, but I'm probably just gonna go. So I was like, you gonna get in an Uber? She was like, no, I'm just gonna drive. I'm like, girl, I really don't think you should drive. She was like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, Selena, you could call y'all Uber. Selena was like, okay. So she calls the Uber. The Uber says it's like 5 minutes away. So at this point, we go outside. So we outside, and I had a little something rolled up. So y'all, I'm sitting outside, I'm smoking on the side of the side of the building waiting for the Uber to come. So we all standing there. So she's still mad. She was like, I just don't believe this. I'm waiting for your Uber to come and then I'm gonna go. And she's like, I'm done with this. I'm gonna break up with this nigga. Like, this is really crazy. So as she's going off saying this, he calls her. So she answers. She was like, hello. And he was like, where are you at? And she's like, why are you worried about it? He was like, well, I'm just trying to figure out what time you gonna get home. So she's like, why are you worried about what time I'm getting home? You would know if you was coming to get me. He was like, nah. And then he was like, I hopefully this taught you a valuable lesson. And then hung up on her. So when she tried to call him back, no, and then on the phone, y'all, she was asking like, where are you at? He was like, don't worry about it. She was like, okay. But then when she looked at his location, y'all, the location was off. So the location is off. You got a girl in the background. If he was around his sister and you know the sister, why would he have his location off? I'm so confused. I wasn't confused though, but y'all know what I mean. So our Uber comes. So I'm like, girl, you sure? She's like, Ayana, I'm straight. Like, I'm going to let you know. Just let me know when you get home. I'm like, okay. Now I know some of y'all like, y'all, she was drunk. You should have, well, what y'all wanted me to do? Tackle her for the keys. She's a grown woman. Y'all remember, this is my first time meeting this girl. It is what it is. So y'all, we get in the Uber. We did decide that we got hungry. So we ended up going to this diner out by me. So we make our way home, and once we get to the diner, I text her. I'm like, you straight? Like, you good? She doesn't respond back. I call her. She doesn't respond. I'm like, okay. So we eat up our food or whatever. Y'all, we get back to the crib. At this point, I'm exhausted. It was probably like, because by the time we got back, like I said, we left there probably like 1:15, 1:30. We actually got on the road, got to the diner like 2 o'clock. We didn't get home till like 3 in the morning. So I was tired. Selena ended up just spending the night in my house. We were just going to get up and figure out everything the next day. So we get back. I texted her one more time before I actually went to sleep. She never texted me back. So I'm like, damn, like, I hope she cool. Like, I was even worried about him. I was like, damn, I hope she made it home safely on the road. So the next morning I wake up hungover. I got like 3 missed calls from her. So I call her back. I'm like, hey girl, Tamara, you good? You good? She was like, yeah, girl. Last night was so crazy. I'm like, well, what happened? Like, you good? Like, who was the girl? Blah, blah, blah. She starts whispering. She's like, oh girl, hold on. And you hear the door creaking. She's like, and you hear it close, and you hear her feet walking across the floor. So she was like, yeah, girl, my bad. I just had to if you like go to my living room. And she was like, yeah, he's in there asleep or whatever. You know, we made up last night.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm like, what? So as she's saying this, I'm putting her on speaker and I'm looking at Selena. I'm like shaking her. I'm like, listen. So she's like, okay. So I'm like, what happened? So she was like, yeah, we made up last night. She was like, you know, he went and chilled with this girl. Like, I had knew about her, but they ain't do nothing or whatever. He just sold her some, yeah, you know, like he sold her some stuff. So she was just, like they was linking, but I was blowing him up while they was trying to handle the sale. So she got mad. So that's why she said that. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so y'all good now? She's like, yeah, girl, we good or whatever. And then Selena was like, she was like nudging me. She was like, ask her about like, I forgot what she said. She was asking like why, how did she get home and like what he say about that. So he was like, so I asked her, I'm like, so yeah, how was his reaction, you know, when you got home? And she's like, he was mad or whatever, but you know, we just, you know, hunched, and you know, that kind of got both of us, you know, going again. So like, you know, we're good. You know, we're probably gonna go out for, you know, brunch in a little bit or whatever. And she's like, I got home safely. She was like, girl, I had all the windows down, driving 10 into, you know, if you know, you know. So I was like, yeah, girl, you know, that's crazy. She was like, yeah, but you know, she's like, you know, did you still talk to Charlie and everything? And I was like, and y'all, he did text me, you know, when we got to the diner and stuff, but that was whatever. So then she was like, yeah, we definitely should get together and do this again. But she was like, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to finesse it better next time, because he said he definitely do not want me hanging out with y'all no more, especially after Selena started getting loud with him on the phone. And he was like, that was disrespectful. I don't know them bitches. And I'm like, the fact that you keep telling me that your boyfriend is calling us bitches and you're not saying like, no, don't call them that, because what did we do? So I was like, girl, you know, it's okay. Like, I don't want you getting into it with your man all the time. Like, you know, if he don't want you hanging out with us, you do not have to hang out with us. And she was like, no, girl, like, I liked you. You know, I liked your vibe, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, we do got to do that more often. I'm like, yeah, girl, you know. So we get off the phone, y'all. Fast forward like a few days. I do not hear from her. I don't think I heard from this girl for like another 2 weeks. And then she randomly hit me up and was like, oh, let's get together. Do you want to go to the movies and go to like Target? I was like, yeah. Y'all, she canceled on me the morning of. Like, we had made the plans 3 days beforehand. She canceled on me the morning of. And I hadn't talked to her no more. I think we still follow each other on No, that was my old Instagram. So she don't even follow me on this page. And I think around the last time that I had actually saw her on Instagram, they were engaged. That was like the last time I think they were engaged. And then that was it. Me and her never spoke again. We didn't talk again. And yeah, and then when I had went back on Bumble, I think she had deleted her account because it just said like user, and that was that. So me and her never really talked again. That was my crazy Bumble BFF experience. It was just more so like a wild night, and just like what was this? I ended up becoming friends with another girl that I met off Bumble BFF. We were cool for a couple of years, but me and her literally just kind of fell out a few months ago. Who knows? She might even be watching this story time. But yeah, me and her fell out a few months ago, and that was that. But yeah, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Again, make sure to follow me on Instagram within the next couple of days. Like I said, I'm going to do a poll so y'all can let me know what y'all want to do for my next story time. And then again, y'all, look down in the description box below, and y'all can send y'all stories to that email, because like I said, I am going to start doing those next week. But yeah, y'all, I really still hope y'all like the video, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, repost. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.
Hi.